Okay, very good day everybody. Welcome back to another video. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today we're going to be doing something else. It's an aircraft we have not flown on the channel before. It is the Microsoft Carenado Beechcraft Bonanza 35 something. I believe this is 35 Bravo. And yeah, we'll be taking this for a short hop, VOR to VOR, from the Stewart International Airport to the Norwood Memorial Airport. It will be about a 1 hour flight, VOR to VOR. We are again using real-world time and real-world weather. If you like this aircraft, you can, I believe you can only get it through the marketplace, the Microsoft marketplace. It is developed by the team of Carenado, but it is a joint operation together with Microsoft. So it is listed as developers Microsoft and Carenado. Excuse me, there I had to take off my sweater because it's getting a little bit hot inside this aircraft. So yeah, here we are then in the Stewart, New York airport. It's a lovely looking aircraft. Totally, I'm in absolute love with the aerial up here. It's just, I mean, look at it, man. It's like Thunderbird style, if you know what I mean. And then obviously the V-shaped tail rudder combination tail wing. It's just absolutely marvelous to look at. It comes with a couple of liveries, I believe around 8 of them or so. And yeah, I say just let's just hop in. As I said, we'll do a VOR to VOR flight. Let's quickly go over the flight plan. It's a fairly simple flight plan. It's all relatively short legs. Basically, we are here at the New York Stewart International Airport, and we'll be flying 065 degrees to Kingston VOR. That's this one right here. This one. And then from Kingston we'll carry on to Pauling, which is a short hop of 12 nautical miles. It's just, you know, we did not really have to take Kingston here, I guess, but we're just going to do it. Just anything to make sure that we arrive alive. And then from Pauling we'll carry on to the east for 42 nautical miles to Bradley. And then from Bradley we'll carry on to Putnam. And let's see, this should be, and basically, yeah, that's the final leg. Then we'll actually from Putnam we'll be flying to straight to the Norwood Memorial Airport, which is a 33 nautical mile stretch. We can expect in terms of VFRs that we basically will cross the river as soon as we're about well, let's say about 30 nautical miles outbound radial from Putnam, but we'll see that once we get there. So first, obviously, we'll need to start up the aircraft. It's a nice little aircraft, so let's just hop in. Maybe first take a little sip of the ice tea. Okay. Let's see, for the checklist, there's a little checklist on board like this. So first we check that the parking brake is set. And let's see, the parking brake, it's this one, and that is set. Avionics master switch should be off, you'll find that right there, that's in the off position. Circuit breakers should be all pushed, and unfortunately this has not been modeled, so they are pushed by default. Landing gear should be in the down position. that is firm. The flap should be in the up position, that's firm as well. And the lights is required. I'm not really sure how this works because we do not have battery power yet. So for now we're just going to confirm that lights is required. The autopilot trims should be off. That is, if I'm not mistaken, this section right here. Everything is still off. Fuel selector, select the fullest tank. You'll find the fuel selector to your lower left angle, and you can either turn it to the right main, the left main, or you can turn it off altogether. I'm not really sure which one is the fullest. We do not currently have any readout, so let's just wing it. Then the battery switch, we can turn that on, and just check for a second here the steering column. Look how they did it. It looks so cool. This huge metal bar sitting there. I don't know. It's an interesting, definitely an interesting design. Okay, so the battery switch goes to on. So the aircraft's friendly little peeping at us. And then we can turn on the alternator, which is next to the battery right there. Fuel quantity indicators. We got two half-filled tanks, so it should be more than enough. I'll start the engine. Make sure I should go to the reach position. Prop lever, prop RPM lever to max RPM. Let's reset the view here a little bit before we get all too crazy. Man, it is getting laggy here. Let's just get this thing out of the way just for a second. So full RPM, throttle to full, and then you turn on the electric fuel pump and until the flow peaks, fuel flow peaks, and then off. So let's turn on the electric fuel pump, and there you see it peak. So we turn that off. Okay, throttle. Now just open a 1/4 inch, so I guess it's just a little nudge or something. Magneto start switch, start position, and then both. Magneto must be set to the start position, then released to both position when the engine fires. Do not engage for more than 30 seconds in any 4-minute time period. It looks like we have a good engine start there. Throttle we adjusted to around 1200 RPM. So just let this engine warm up a little bit. We check the oil pressure. Let's see, where's the oil pressure? Looks like it's in the green. Alternator, check it's on. That's already been turned on earlier. Brakes test. I'm not really sure how this works in this aircraft, but obviously not really sure. If there's any kind of hydraulics, have a look at that in a second. And then lights as required, and then you have the before takeoff checklist. So in terms of the lights, we guess we should have put on the at least the beacon and perhaps the nav lights. Let us turn on the PITO heat. So as I said, it will be a VOR flight. It's a fairly simple one. Hopefully all the VOR stations will actually be live. Let's go for an altitude of 8,000 feet. I want to put that in for now. And then, okay, so the first waypoint will be Kingston. That is 117.6. So let's maybe just first acquire a GPS signal before we do anything. We could program it in. Decided not to do it, but just let's just put in the VOR radios. It's only like 1, 2, 3, 4 stations. keep it on VFR, so just the radio for now goes to standby until we start rolling. So it has found 5 GPS systems, but it is not fully connected actually, so we're just going to have to wait until they fill up, and then we have 3D navigation. Yeah, it's a really interesting looking aircraft. Alright, so we have navigation ready for us. Okay, so the first VOR, the Kingston will be 117.6. And I guess we can also put in the second one, which will be 114.3. There you go. Now I'm not sure, I do not believe I have flown VOR with this aircraft before. So I'm not sure which one is slave to which. Perhaps actually I can do it like this, or this is actually for the DME. So let's just try the first heading, or course setting is 065 degrees. So it should be somewhere around there. Looks like it is not picking up anyway. And we put it on V-lock. See if that makes any difference. Not yet. So we could perhaps also sync our heading bug. Like so. Okay. So it looks like we have the at least the first leg down. That will be a relatively short leg, so perhaps also good to let's see, the next one will be 070. Alright, so we'll just take that as we go. So let's continue the checklist. So I'm considering the avionics set for now. Flight instruments, check ammeter. Probably staring at me in the face, but there's the amps. Should display a coherent value. Well, I'm not sure if this is actually very coherent to me, but I'm going to take it. Electric fuel pump should be off. That is confirmed. Throttle. Also, basically, this is your run-up. So maybe let's just start taxiing then. So turn on the taxi lights and let's turn on the transponder. Now find the active airport, active runway. Maybe let's just see if we can hover around with the camera. There's a windsock right there. And it looks like it is pointing in our direction, so we'll take runway 27. And how do we get there? Oh, just by let's see. Basically just pull back and then go right. Easy like hell. Okay, let's use the pushback. Let's release the parking brake, so at least we do not have to run through the fireman's vehicle there. That's pushback enough. Okay, so the rudder seems to work. Brake seems to work as well. Alright, so let's do this. Here we are at the holding point. Turn on the strobe. I thought I turned on the taxi lights. Well, okay, so leave those off now. Landing lights can go on. Let's trim. It's a really interesting looking trim here. Look at it. Look, it looks so cool. Okay, so you just put that in the opposition. And we're already squawking Charlie. Now let's see the checklist. What else? Maybe we're forgetting anything. So we could do the run up. Let's do that. Well, you know, let's go like let's do it on the runway. There is no traffic today at all. See if it runs on idle. So throttle adjust to 1700 RPM. Then the magnetos cutoff test. So let's have a look what that's going to look like. Looks perfect if you ask me. Trim set for takeoff, lap 0, flight controls for incorrect mixture should go to a ridge. What is our altitude? Yes, the mixture should be fine on full ridge here. And then brakes released. And after takeoff, full throttle lean above 3000 feet. Full left, full right and neutral. Full left, neutral, full right, neutral. Can we see the back? Looks good to me. Now let's also turn on some lights here before we start going. Some instrument panel lights or instrument lights and some radio and engine lights. And I believe the other one's probably like a floodlight or something for the panel. Glare shield or whatever you call that. Okay, so after takeoff we will turn to a heading of 065 degrees, which is basically a right turn. So let's go. Full power. And we got airspeed alive. And it's already taking off here. Let's not climb too crazy. Let's aim for about 1,000 feet per minute. We got positive rate. Let's retract the landing gear. It looks like the VOR is picking up, so let's see how this is going to work out now. Autopilot engage, navigation. We're climbing at 2,000 feet per minute, it's quite steep. Let's go for 1,000 feet per minute. Engage. So that's the, I believe it's the outer marker. So 065 should be around there. Oh, you never get it totally precise. So we're on course, and it's about 17 nautical miles to go. The sound, I must say, it is a little bit generic. It sounds like the Cessna 337, what's it called? Skymaster or whatever. Let's see what it's doing here. So if you ask me, it's kind of a funny way to fly a VOR, to fly a track. Let's maybe not go for 1,000 feet actually. Oh, how the hell did it go to 1,700? Or am I just not seeing correctly here? Disengage the autopilot for a bit. Sorry, I needed my left hand there for a second. Okay. Let's see if we engage the autopilot. Will it hold, or is it going to do these weird S-turns again? Let's engage nav hold. Oh, let's approach. Nav. This just looks a little bit weird. Not sure what's going on here. We're above 3,000, so we can lean the picture a little bit. It looks like it's finally settled now on the course here. It only took it like 4 nautical miles. So the aircraft's climbing slowly, 500 feet per minute. It seems actually fine. It does not appear to be a super powerful engine or anything. Then again, it's a single prop, you know. Maybe we can turn on the yaw damper. Let's see, and let's turn off the landing lights. Right, so we got 9.3 nautical miles to go. I'm just totally loving the aerial there, man. Look at it. Who comes up with that? Just so much eye candy, stuff like that. Okay, so 7.3 nautical miles. It looks a little bit hazy outside. Then we should get ready for a slight course correction to 070. We could maybe start by using the heading bug. Like that. Right, so 5 nautical miles to go. We're almost at 8,000 feet now. And once we reach 8,000, the aircraft should go level, and perhaps we can pick up a little bit speed there then. Let's have a look, check out these seats, man. Don't they look comfortable? Like padded leather seats. I mean, come on, this just looks really comfortable. It's like traveling in style. And you could put your guitar amps here in the back and go make some serious noise. Alright, 2.7 nautical miles. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the cone of silence, right on top of the VOR. In any case, we already put in the next VOR, 114 decimal, not 35, should actually be 30. There you go, 114 decimal 30 to 070 degrees for about 12 nautical miles to Pauling. Weather is not looking too great here. Maybe let's turn on the property ice as well. Okay, 1.3. And now we're flying front, so we can now switch to 114.3, Pauling, VOR, radio 251, and let's do it like this. And perhaps we need to re-engage nav mode, but not sure with this aircraft. Yes, we do. So there you go, re-engage nav mode, and then the aircraft will, the autopilot will fly the next VOR, or the next track, I should say. Once we reach Pauling, we are going to turn to 088, a course of 088 degrees to Bradley Station 117.05. So let's dial that in, 117.05. And then the heading will be, or the course will be 088. So let's put in the heading bug for now. Something like that, should be 088 degrees. We got 8.5 nautical miles to go. And look, it's not, it keeps on climbing. We're at 9,000 feet. So I'm not really sure what happened there. So let's just do altitude hold for now. You can also see the speed was definitely decreasing. There's a little bit of ice on the windows. Well, it's not a big surprise up here in the clouds. So perhaps it's not a bad idea to actually go and fly a little bit lower. So let's see if we can work this thing again. We got 6.6 nautical miles to go. So let's put the vertical speed to minus 500 feet. We arm. Oh, what the hell? I've seen it do this before. It just looks. It seems a little bit buggy. Okay, so we go for 6,000 feet. And engage. Put it in again. The alt is disengaged and the nose is dropping, so let's now just watch the speed. Now in terms of anti-ice, not really sure what the aircraft has to offer for us. Surely it must have a little bit more. Firewall air, defrost, pool is on, cabin heat, well we definitely need some cabin heat. Let's just go all out. Not really sure what the firewall air means. Let's leave that for now. But these kinds of effects are just so cool in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, you're flying through clouds and your aircraft just starts to freeze. I remember I was flying the PMDG DC-6 over some mountain range in South America, and I totally forgot to turn on the windshield heating, and you could really not see through the windows. There were some shapes. It was like looking through paper, you know. It was hardly anything to see, and we needed to descend actually not too long after that. And well, eventually it turned it on, and it took a while, and unfortunately the systems work, you know, so the ice dissipated. So yeah, this is for a VFR flight like we're doing now. Well, I mean, it's actually, I guess it's IFR since we're flying VOR to VOR, but we're just winging it. This is not optimum conditions at all. Alright, so where are we now? 1.2. I think we're overhead. Yes, we're overhead. So let's switch now to the Bradley VOR 117.05, and let's re-engage navigation. And why is that not engaging? It is picking up. So let's try again now. No clue. So can we go to heading? Yes, we can. So at least we're going to try heading now. I'm not too sure why it's not engaging. Oh. We are on VLOC, so that means it's not following GPS, but it's actually following the nav1, or the course deviation indicator, if you will, whatever you put in there, and obviously the radio, the nav1 radio here. And we've been using this the whole time, so I not really sure what's going on there. Let's double check. 117.05 for Bradley for a duration of 42 nautical miles. Well, that seems to work out. We're just not really sure whether we're completely on the track, but I guess it's fine. The weather is actually getting really bad, man. Looks like there's some horizon popping up. So I guess it's definitely a good call that we're descending to 6,000 feet. So not sure where the aircraft is going to hold. And this is a lot better view. Now in terms of the speed, we are actually starting to overspeed here, so let's push back. On the speed there. Yeah, so if anyone has any ideas why it was working one moment, one moment we were able to engage the nav radio, the nav hold, the nav function on the autopilot, and then all of a sudden we are not. Please let me know, because I have no clue. If you ask me, we didn't do anything different than we did before. So we got 13 nautical miles or so to go. And then after that we will fly from Bradley to Putnam, which will be a stretch of 38 nautical miles, and then it's probably good to get the landing chart out for the Norwood Memorial Airport, and also get some weather overview, so that you know which runway is going to be for us. Let's do altitude hold here. I'm wondering if it has anything to do with the fact that we were descending. Let's try nav. It is not taking it. Now if we click Alt, hold. And will it then take navigation? No, it won't. No clue what's going on there. Probably a pilot error, but I don't know. Let's watch the speed. So around 2200 should be fine, I guess. Let's see if we can do a weather check. We did not put in a flight plan, so let's see if it's listed. There's probably a whole lot of airports here. That's only going to 23 nautical miles, so we'll not be using this. So what you can do then, let's check the sky vector. It says 050 at 5 knots, so 050. So it's probably going to be this runway here or this one. But yeah, man, it's definitely something to look at for sure. Now the Carenado team, they make some really nice aircraft actually. All of them just look totally amazing, and most of them actually, you know, function fairly well. Well, like for instance this one, it does not have the circuit breakers modeled. I mean, they're here, but you know, you can just click them, nothing will happen. So it is not simulated. When heading hold, instead of flight director. See how this works. Oh, nav is still not waking. Alright, we are 20 nautical miles out. So let's have a look at the landing charts. It's not going to be very interesting, I mean not going to be very fancy. So that will be Kilo Oscar Whiskey Delta. And we click the charts. The approach charts. They only have charts actually for runway 35. So it looks like it's just going to have to be all visual there. Let's have a look at the airport layout itself. So I guess we'll take runway 10. Bird activity and wildlife in vicinity of the airport. All aircraft exceeding 87 effectively perceived noise level in dBs or 75 dBs is measured. In Part 36 prohibited from using airport. 125-foot flagpole 1 mile northwest of runway 17 approach. Okay. See the airport elevation, it's basically sea level, 48 for our runway, so that should be fine. It's 4,000 feet long, which is more than enough. So yeah, we're just going to have to do a visual landing on runway 10. I guess that's basically all there is to it. It's a nice looking area. It looks actually like there's a little bit of sun coming through, peeking through the sky here. And the icing has also dissipated, so at least when we're going to crash, we can see what we're crashing into. 30 nautical miles. According to the VOR here, we are still on track, so that's perfectly fine. Not sure why it's simply not taking the nav there. We'll do a little light test, see if the bulb maybe is broken. The bulb actually seems to work, so no clue what's going on. So after we're on our way to Bradley. After Bradley we'll go to Putnam 117.4. So let's dial that in. .4, that's also picking up Bradley. Let's see. No, we are now on Bradley. Let's just quickly have a look here if it's picking up the Putnam. It's picking up Putnam as well. Okay. Okay, so we are still on our way to Bradley then. And once we arrive at Bradley, we will switch over the nav radio, and we will turn to a heading of 101. We cannot pre-dial that now, since we are actually, well, at least not using the heading bug, because we are now flying in heading mode. I'm also not going to use the course deviation indicator. Oh wait, we can, because it's not, it's a little weird. It's picking up DME, but it's not picking up lateral information, only distance, but basically we're there already, so screw that. So 101 degrees, should be around there. And see, Bradley, is that perhaps an airport? Maybe there's something we can see on the ground. Have some extra visual confirmation or anything. Bradley is actually on the airport there. Okay, well, that's what I needed to know. And it's right here, there's the airport. So, good stuff. I do prefer, before switching over, to actually fly over the VOR first. So just so we know that the heading that we're going to lay in, I don't know. Again, it's probably an OCD kind of thing. It's just be on top of those things. But in any case, you know, we could still fly to the Putnam VOR anyway. Just the maybe there would be a degree difference in the radial that we're flying to it. I also believe not all the buttons here on the yoke appear to work. Let's see. I believe the pitch works. This is GA, is it like go around? I'm not sure what it is. Probably not. I was actually looking the other day. I was looking for a like a pitch hold. Like when you're taking off or whatever, and you engage this little button and it will hold your pitch for you during takeoff. But that was in a Cessna 414. This is a totally different type of aircraft, obviously. Different manufacturer. So hello Bradley. Hope you're doing fine. Thank you for accommodating us. Hope you're all funky there on the ground. Alright people, let's switch over. 1.5 nautical miles. You can actually, there's a little giveaway. 1.6, there is no up arrow or down arrow. So we could have seen that. So this was basically just a DME function. So let's switch to Putnam. Putnam is picking up. And there is actually a arrow there. Let's check real quickly. Because I was looking at the left side. No, there's definitely not an arrow at Bradley. Alright. So I guess that's also the explanation why we were only able to fly in heading, and now the nav should hold, and there you go. Alright, so we got a little piece of the puzzle there. So speed 170. Sorry, 155. Is it 155? What's the scaling here? 140, 155. Okay, yeah. It's doing its little dance again. Let's sync the heading bug. Okay, so now we got 34 nautical miles to go on our way to Putnam, and then after Putnam we'll go basically straight to the airport on an outbound radio of still on the Putnam VOR, so we'll overfly it. So let me explain what that means. So we are now flying towards the Putnam VOR, 33 nautical miles to go, and we are on a course of what's it, 101 degrees, and we're flank 2, as you can see in the white triangles pointing up. We're flank 2 towards the VOR. We will continue on that VOR once we fly over the VOR, but then the triangle will point downwards, and we'll then start, we'll put in a heading of 079er. So basically we'll turn this dial, we won't do it now, to 079er. And basically that's the way we'll fly the outbound radio for approximately 33 nautical miles. After about 30 nautical miles, after overflying the Putnam VOR, there should be a river, and that should sort of be a visual cue, if you will. And let's have a little look at the map, so we have some idea of what to expect. So we just overflew Bradley. We are now on our way to Putnam, which is here. So once we overfly it, we'll fly the outbound radio 079er, 33 nautical miles, and then you can see here there will be a... oh no, that's not a river. I'm totally out of my mind, man. What is it? No, it's not. Okay, so screw that. Disregard everything. Is there anything else that we can see once we're there? Well, basically it's a sort of a little city. There's some... it's a populated area, and there's Boston, so... oh well, I guess we'll be fine. Okay, so disregard that. At least I managed making a little bit of a fool out of myself, which is always a good thing, you know, to stay humble and all that stuff. All right, so 26 nautical miles to go, and I guess we should, if you want to descend, let me think out loud. So we're now at a little over 6,000 feet, so we got like 6,000 feet to lose. So about 18 nautical miles before the airport, we should start our descent. So that's about after around, I don't know, let's say 50 nautical miles after overflying the Putnam VOR, I guess. Somewhere around there, so we'll just do a gradual descent. So yeah, this is the United States today. It looks anything but tropical. So what's that whale-shaped little river or little pond there? Looks like a sperm whale. I guess it might have been this one. I guess that is that one looked like a dog with a limp. I don't know what the hell that looks like. The squirrel with severe anxiety disorder. I don't know, man. Holy shit. What's happening? Oh, we emptied out one tank. Okay, nothing to see here, people. Move along now. It does not have any kind of a crossfeed or anything. That would actually be nice, so that we can have some balanced weight. But I guess it's, yeah, it's a good point. It's up to the pilot when you have a tank system like this to monitor your fuel quantities so that you can alternate between the two, so that you're not draining one tank, because you know now you're basically when you're going to land you might have some weight imbalances, and that can affect your landing. Let's see if nothing was impacted. We're still on autopilot, still on navigation, still on altitude hold. We are still going forward, but also still on course, and we're 15.3 nautical miles from Putnam. So a little note: if you're a guitar player, make sure to cut your fingernails, because when you do chords like this, they might tend to get a little bit in the way, which is a little bit more than you would like. Yeah, man, that's actually the type of music for this type of aircraft. So speed is back to 155 knots. We have 6.2 nautical miles. So as I said, we do not have to change the nav radio anymore once we overfly the VOR, but we will have to change to an outbound course of 079 degrees for about 33 nautical miles. So let's stand by for that. Also has some nice sun visors, look. Basically, you touch them and they will go into position, so it's not like you can use the red button or anything to slide them over a little. Like, for instance, you close this one, you slide this one over a little to the right. Well, actually they would touch. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but in some of the aircraft you can do this. It's always a little nice. You can, what did I see there? Well, looks like I saw myself. Okay, where are we? 2.3 nautical miles. we are not flying in heading mode, so we could put the heading bug to 079er. So 090, so 60, 70, that's, I believe that should be 80 right there. So then 1 to the left, 60, 70, 80, minus 1. Okay. 1.2 nautical miles and 1 nautical mile with 6,000 feet, so at around 0.5 nautical miles, I believe, it should start flying outbound. Actually, probably here it stopped, and now we're outbound. So let's see how this is going to work for us. If we do nav, is that a back course? There is a back course, so let's see what's going to do now. That back course doesn't do anything. Then I guess we should probably fly heading, and at least we can line up the that's not going to work, obviously. That's a shame. Well, let's see if we can do it like this. Alright, so we're 3.3 nautical miles now. Because there's no VOR at the airport that we're flying to. There is the Boston VOR, but that route requires us to fly either, well, if we want to overfly it. I don't know, that looks a little bit too much, so we're just going to do it like this. I can show you the there is obviously also a possibility, to also like add the Boston VOR, but it's, you know, it's quite a route. You know, then basically would be flying from here to Boston. Then obviously there would be no little queue where the airport would be, so I figured let's not do that. So that's why we're not. Now let's actually also check the QNH. So the QNH should be 2989er. That's basically what we're at right now. So we're at the correct altitude setting now. So let's have a look at the checklist, see if there's anything interesting there. Before landing, fuel selector fullest tank. Well, I do not believe we have a choice. You know, this is also not an optimal situation. What if you get now, let's say the right engine or the right tank has some problem, then we cannot switch back to the left fuel tank. Basically, you know, we screwed ourselves out of a backup fuel tank as well by first draining the left tank there. Okay, fuel selector fullest tank, cowl flaps is required, mixture should go to rich, landing gear down, 3 green lights, position lights, landing and taxi lights is required, flaps down, airspeed is required, prop RPM to max RPM, and the autopilot and trims off, and then shut down. Okay, so that looks fairly simple. So we are still flying away from Putnam, and we are now at a distance of 12.3 nautical miles, so we should slowly start considering our descent. So let's say we just start by descending to 2,000 feet. And then we actually could still wait a little bit longer with the descent. So 30 nautical miles means we are 20 nautical miles now from the airport, or 19. So while the aircraft is going forward, I'm quickly going to get a fill up, and I will be back within 2 shakes of a lamp stack. Alright, so I found this really nice iced tea. It's very good. I've been drinking it quite regularly. Okay, so it looks like Boston area then. Let's get ready for the descent. 5,000 feet down. Engage. And makes us choose it again. Let's go 400 feet. No, just go 500 feet. So we are slowly descending. So let's cut back on the power a little bit. Let me just see, because it looks like... Yeah, it is working. Okay. This is back on altitude hold, so let's disengage altitude hold. And now we're in vertical speed mode. 500 feet per minute. So turn on the let's turn on the landing lights. Outside air temperature is about 0 Celsius. So we got a little over a quarter of a tank. We're 23 nautical miles, means we are 10 nautical miles from the airport. We now do have the GPS. Hopefully, I'm not really sure if this airport is in Flight Simulator. We'll just have a look. It should be. Actually, I believe it was, because I think I checked it. Let's see if we do no, let's just wait. Let's first see if we can do it visually. That's a nice little challenge there. So there's a bigger pond of water in front of us. Could be, if it's this one, I'm not really sure, we might be a little bit off. Or it's this one. in which case we should be more on track. Is there anything else we can see here? Not that I can see. There's two little hilltops about 500 feet high. That could be an airport with 1 and 2 runways. The highway going under it. There's some bunny lights, there you go. So we are at the airport. Okay, so let's check the power settings. We are still descending, we're at 5,000 feet, so let's expedite our descent. Let's go 1,000 feet per minute. Speed is way too slow anyway. And so if we, let's also turn left a little bit. So it's to our left then, so I was looking the wrong direction. Alright, so we could just fly better now. So maybe disengage the autopilot. And, oh, my bad. So mixture footage, up RPM. Let's also turn on the taxi lights. And turn off the autopilot. And 050 should be, it's actually this one to our left here. Oh, we do not see it now. Let's see. Well, let's just turn here. Let's go flap 1. That's the runway 17. Let's not fly into those treetops there. Put in a little more speed. If we want to land at 05, let's see. Let's do one more. Let's do one more turn. One more pattern. I'm a little bit confused as to which runway we should be landing on. Let's have a look here. This was 17. Like that. This doesn't seem to make sense to me at all. Let's just land this sucker then. Right, so let's use this little beautiful pond there as a turning point. Bring down the power a little bit. And retract the gear, which should create some more drag for us. look at my keyboard to find to find the F1 key while I'm on final approach. So let's do that again, because this was just absolutely horrendous. So full power, flaps up. I mean, you know, not on my watch. Oh, let's abort. We're never going to make the... Oh no, man, Arkady, what the hell are you doing, man? Alright. Now, you know, this... You know where this is going, right? This is now... We're just going to do this. We're just going to take the hell off and land the sucker. I don't care how many tries it's going to take. Okay, go forward, man. So we're just going to pretend this didn't happen, okay? So this was a beautiful landing, and we did not overshoot in some attempt to to do a touch and go. I mean, that's the kind of shit that kills real pilots. Actually, that's just sad. Fortunately, this is a simulator, and it's a controlled environment, but nonetheless, Yeah, but sometimes if you look at these videos, these debriefings, and some of these pilots, they do some really weird stuff sometimes, And I always say to myself, I would never do that in real life, And I actually still like to believe that I wouldn't. I mean, it's kind of a different thing when you're actually flying a real airplane. You should feel privileged, Don't you think? If you're actually flying a real aircraft over, you're flying over populated areas, you could easily kill, like, and impact, I don't know how many lives, like you accidentally, like, end one life, and, and you end, like, one life, but that impacts, like, so many people. Hey, there's frequency 432. How are you doing, man? No pretending nothing. Alright, so is that the runway? No, not yet, I think. Or let's have a look outside here. We're going to keep on going. Yeah, so we're doing this again, man. And I see that one mistake that I made was I put in 050, which was actually the wind, but not the landing, not the runway. Runway was 100. So the course deviation indicator we do no longer need. So I thought I put it to the runway, but as you can see, I put it on the wind and not at the runway itself. So that was that's why I was also like, hey man, I'm doing great, thank you. Let me just check the time. Well, yeah, looking at the time to get up tomorrow. Heading into combat. Oh. Who knows, man? I guess that sounds like a joint venture, if you know what I mean. Alright, so let's do this again. And let's once and for all just get this EI to just being OCD about it, but it was in the wrong position, so that gets a little disorienting, obviously. So we do have about a quarter fuel tank left, so we should easily be making it to fly one more pattern here, and just see if we can land this sucker normally. Alright, so here we are. Okay, runway 100, it's you and me, baby. Let's do this. Keep toe brakes pressed. Let's power up. And release. I believe the aircraft needs about 60 or 80 knots or so, and it will just basically take off by itself. Well, at least if it's trimmed for takeoff. I did not check. But there you go. Let's climb a little to, like, I don't know, let's say 1500 to 2000 feet or so. But hey man, a combat game sounds nice. Alright, so gear up. And let's do this one more time. So it's kind of a steep climb there, 2000 feet per minute. So I have to stop doing that. Alright. Let's do this, baby. Let's not go over 2000. Let's stay around 2000 feet. Looks like the sun is about to set here in the Boston area. There's a little landmark of the water pond. Okay, so bring down the power a little bit. Well, I didn't mean now, you know. No, of course. Oh well, you could mean now, but I do not mean now for sure. So it looks like we're in sync there. That's a lot better than the course deviation indicator was with the runway heading. It was not in sync whatsoever by any stretch of any kind of imagination. Alright, so let's take a left turn here. Flap 1. Try not to exceed 25 degrees bank angle. So there's our runway in sight. Let's drop the gear. Flap 2. I believe there's 3 stages of flaps, but obviously slightly high. Well, this already looks like a more stable kind of approach than we previously had. 200 knots, I guess that should be okay. So let's wait with the final stage of flaps a little bit. No, that's already the final stage there. Well, so usually this is around the time I quickly check my keyboard to have my hands on the F1 and the F2 button. And I was doing it, previously I was doing it a little too late. I know it's just excuses for poor flying people, but alright, but this looks a lot better. This is more what I like. And let's settle down. And no, This fucking horrible landing. Anyway, let's go to no, we're not, we're just going to do it again. Flaps up. Let's just double back here, backtrack I mean, on the runway. So looks like this is turning out some interesting touchdown training session, which is obviously really nice to do. She can be tricky on landing and takeoffs. The V35, 70 knots ideal. Okay, thanks. Frequency. I did not check the all the speeds actually for the aircraft. It was taking off around 70 or 80 knots earlier, so I figured that's around the stall speed. Although it was with significantly more fuel on the board and with no flaps. So flaps full, yeah, I guess 70 sounds fine indeed. Alright, so let's do this again. Because lately, you know, let me explain to you why it's a little getting why it's getting personal, why it's really getting to me. Because lately I've been noticing that my landings have like improved. I've been improving a little bit. So you know, so this sort of hurts my ego. You know, you should just screw your ego. You know, just do what you're supposed to be doing. You know, and you should all be fine. Okay, runway 100. It's called the Norwood Memorial. Well, it's going to be the Arkady Memorial if you ask me after this. Okay, flaps are up. Let's go full power of this sucker. Disengage the toe brake. And I must say, flying with a controller, taking off with a crosswind, it is significantly challenging to stay on the runway with the left and right trigger. So far I've refused to get, you know, some other gear. But I don't know, maybe I should consider something else. I will not be sitting down with actual rudder pedals. It's not like in sync with my favorite setup that I have. Alright, so we're almost at 1000 feet. Let's go for a left turn. But maybe like some kind of joystick that has a rudder by switching, by twisting the control stick maybe. But then again, maybe that's also just joystick for life. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I do have some crappy joystick, but I probably should invest in something more serious. But you know, there's just so much stuff out there, you know. Like I would like all these extra panels and everything. They're like these radios, and you know, you can go completely hog wild, obviously. But maybe like a good joystick might be interesting. Okay, so we're at almost at 2000 feet. Flying this stupid little pattern here. It's coming out of my nose. No, just kidding, man. Right, so let's power back a little. first do flap 1. Let that settle, and then we go for the turn. Descending at about 1000 feet per minute. Might be a little high, let's go for around 500. Okay, we got the runway in sight. Gear down. We'll just double check here. Oh, no, there you go. I shouldn't be doing too many things at once. So let's pretend there's a guitar amplifiers in the back. Okay, so Norwood Memorial, here we come. Here we come. Powering down a little bit. Well, this will have to do for today. So welcome to the Norwood Memorial Airport for the third time, people. Flaps up. Toe brake. And let's vacate the runway. I saw something there in the comments, let me just check that out in a little bit. It looked like some constructive feedback, which is always welcome. Let's get rid of the yoke and get rid of the landing lights. The set you borrowed from me also comes as joystick alone. Yeah, that's true. As soon as you said check, nose down hard, much better. Thanks, man. Yeah, I think it just feels differently, if that makes any sense in the simulator than the other aircraft that I've been flying recently. Like like way before touchdown. So it felt like the gear was not quite there yet or something, and then all of a sudden actually it was, you know. But again, you know, practice makes perfect. So let's go ahead and park this sucker somewhere. And then go watch some 28-second nature movies and go to bed. Yeah, it's a nice looking aircraft, for sure. So let's cross the runway here, runway 17. Oh look, those black vans, they're waiting for us, man. Hey Bobby, how are you doing? You go take a shit, man. That's very good. It's a little bit of information than the entire worldwide crap needs, but there it is. Off to bed soon. Alright, man. Catch you later, my friend. Hope you're well. Stay well. And thanks for checking and saying hello. Alright, let's park this sucker here. Just that little bit. Let's get OCD. I'll take it. Okay, so parking brake is set. So let's cut the fuel. And some quiet there, man. Landing lights can go off. Oh, they were already off. Nav lights, kill all the lights, vital heating, oop the ice. Battery can go off. Actually, forgot the avionics there. Don't forget to gape them all, man. What's the temperature here now? That's about 16 degrees or so Celsius. Can we open the door? I believe we can in the Carenado aircraft. Does this have a latch? Well, I guess we just open it then. And can we just go out? Sometimes you can. You just translate the camera. No. Right, so here we are. So that those landings, I do apologize. As I always say, don't worry, we will always touch down. The aircraft will land no matter what. Thank you for checking, everybody. I'm your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. And everybody stay funky. And you know what? Before we go, since we're in the United States, let's do a little bit of American style music.
That's it. Stay funky, everybody. Thank you for checking. See you sometime soon with some other airplane, or with this one, and then with some proper landings. Thanks for checking the channel, and see you later. Bye bye.